As somebody with a renewed interest in chatting and recruiting chatters and training chatters, and most importantly, monitoring chatters, I have observed some behaviors that I find to be, shall we say, less than desirable, suboptimal. One of these behaviors is an over-reliance on mass messages. Now, I will tell you my policy on mass messages, and then I will tell you why I implemented this policy and what the reasons are behind it. So my policy on mass messages is as follows. If a chatter, any chatter, I don't care how good they are, if they want to send a mass message, they need to prepare the mass message. They need to run it by me first, send me the message that they want to send. And then they need to provide an explanation as to why they want to send that mass message. I don't fuck around anymore. I'm sick of it. Okay. And if I approve, if I don't approve, then I'll, give them feedback and help them until it actually it's something that I'm okay with them sending. But if not, and then they can send it, basically. That's my policy towards mass messages. But I don't allow chatters to send them freely. And I recommend that you don't either because of some reasons that I'll go over right now. What's up? Yalapapi, simphunter.com. Check out my links to buy stuff and improve your own OnlyFans journey, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so I'm going to tell you first the story of why I don't allow mass messages. And then we'll go into I'll tell you the specific straw that broke the camel's back, and then I'll give you the reasons, the general reasons. So what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Now, I've never been a fan of mass messages, and the reason for that is because you cannot personalize them. And somebody who receives a mass message will know that they are the recipient of a mass message because there is no personalized info in there. I mean, for example, if I send a mass message, I can't put the guy's name. I can't put the guy's username. I can't put anything that references any of the conversation that we've had ever or anything. It's just like, hey, babe. Hey, babe, are you there? Fuck you. That's your fucking mass message, you fucking 10 IQ retard. You dare insult me, your boss, with something so low effort? I feel personally disrespected. Anyway, I don't want to get too riled up. So here's what happened. You guys, I've mentioned it before, but I do reviews of my chatter's performance. And what this entails is me logging into the account and reviewing, let's say, 5, 6, 7 messages or chat conversations that they have had. And I do this in response to the accounts performing poorly. So if a chatter's selling, if he's making money and he's doing everything fine, he's making lots of sales and he's filling out his reports on time and he's overall because we all have bad days. I get it. Everyone has bad days. Fine. Or bad weeks or bad months. Fine. But if it goes on for too long and I notice or I suspect that there is a drop in, let's say, their adherence to the system, then I will go in and I will review their chat. So I have one chatter. This is actually the chatter who's been with me for a long time. Fucking bugs. Chatter that's been with me for the longest. I noticed recently that he was turning in $100, $200 days, and that is not good enough. He should be doing more. So I reviewed his account, and I would say I've probably historically been the hardest on this guy because he's been with me for so long. We have that level of familiarity, and I've had to yell at him so many times that and this is not good, right? I'm admitting this. It's not good. But sometimes my go-to tone with him, response with him is confrontational. And it's something that I'm working on and I would like to eliminate because it's not fair. But anyway, I reviewed his account and what I saw, I know why I did this. I assigned him to manage a new employee, a new chatter. And this chatter sent me a screenshot of he's bro, please take this guy away from me because he's ruining my chats. And I looked at the screenshot and the screenshot was this mass message. I kind of want to read it, but I'm not going to go look for it. It was it was 70 words or something, some long fucking message. And it was thanks for subscribing to my page, babe. Ha ha ha. I have a question that I want to ask you because I'm so interested in your opinion. And then I would ask some stupid question do you like peanut butter and jelly, or are you a tuna fish? That wasn't that, but it was like something even dumber than that. Like that was, you might get a response from that. And I was like asking some dumb question, and it was like, ha 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 at the end. And I'm like, and he's representing the girl that he's doing on the account is like a fucking 45-year-old posh British fucking tea drinking fucking, like a normal person. And he's acting like a retard. And I saw this and I felt the blood rush to my head, right? Because like I want this new chatter to do well. And I know if he's doing that on this account, then he's doing that on his own accounts. And I was like, okay, I got to look at this guy's accounts, right? You owe it to your chatters. It's uncomfortable. It's not fun. I don't like reviewing the accounts. I don't like experiencing negative emotions. I don't like, speaking harshly to people, but you owe it to them to do it. And if you want to make money and you don't want to ruin the accounts, you got to fucking do it. So I open up the account and immediately I see fucking mass messages everywhere, and they're all terrible. And they're like, one of the things that I had told them, I don't know, at some point, a month or two ago, was like the purpose of a mass message. And I don't want to go into like how to do mass messages, because there is a way to do them that I think will get a response that's good. But bottom line is, what I would tell them is that the purpose of a mass message is to get a response, to restart the conversation with people who aren't talking to you. And there is a way to do that by sending them something that will make them want to respond. Not like, hey babe, are you there? And definitely not fucking some dumb question like, what's your favorite song to listen to in the car? Like to hype yourself up for a workout. No guy. I mean, okay, fine. You might get some people who like respond to that and be like, oh, my favorite song is this, but it's not compelling, right? It's not like, oh, I fucking gotta like respond right now and forget about everything you're doing. That's what you want to go for. And honestly, like nothing less than that. Nothing less than that. Chatters are, well, okay, I'll go into the reasons. Anyway, I saw the fucking messages and I was like, I was going to review his whole account. And then I was like, I got so bent out of shape that I cut the video off at like 7-8 minutes in, because I was just talking about his mass messages. And I said in the mass message at the end of it, I was like, okay, new rule, no mass messages. Nobody's allowed to send mass messages. Period. End of story. They are not allowed. And then I gave them the rule, if you want to do it, got to run it by me with an explanation as to why you want to do it. Best thing I ever did. So why is it bad? Why are mass messages bad? Reason number one. It's a very long intro. Reason number one. Fuck, my shit's not muted, is it? No, okay, we're good. Reason number one is that it encourages bad habits on your chatters. Okay, and what I mean by this. Now, this is my approach. This is my opinion. I'm new to this. I'm not an expert chatter. I don't do any chatting myself. I just give the instructions to the chatters and I say, this is what you need to do. And it works. So, to be fair, one of the most important things, if not the most important thing in chatting, in my opinion, okay, it's not the most important thing, but it's up there, is to send a personalized opener to fans. Personalized opener to new fans, to every fan. Anytime you want to start a conversation with somebody or restart a conversation with somebody, you need to send a personalized opener. If the guy's name is Josh, you send a fucking message and you include the word Josh. Like, and it's not hard. Anyway, I don't want to get into it, but like it's one thing that I insist upon. In general, like I'll give them, I don't really, like I said, I don't want to look at their accounts if they're making money. If they're crushing it and they're bringing in money, I'm not going to look at their accounts to make sure they did everything perfectly. Like you're making money, you're making an acceptable amount related to the amount of traffic that's coming into that account. Great, good, go do your job. You don't have to worry about me on your fucking back. But if they're not, then I have to check. Anyway, it encourages bad habits, and that is one of the bad habits. Another one of the bad habits is just overall laziness. Well, okay, we'll get to that later. But overall, it encourages bad habits because they will rely on the mass messages to restart conversations. And if you allow them to send mass messages, what will happen, and I promise you, this will happen to your chatters. And this is one of the reasons why I don't work with people with experience. What will happen is that you'll get a chatter and they'll send some dog shit mass message, "Hey babe, how are you?" to everybody. And they're like, "Oh, only 3 people responded. Well, let me try and sell them $50 worth of content really quick and then fucking go jerk off," or whatever they do. I don't know. And it's a bad habit, right? It does not encourage like actual conversations taking place. These are the type of people who will be like, they'll start a conversation with, "Hi, how are you? How's your day?" Terrible. So it encourages bad habits, and I don't like it. All right. I tell them, basically assume that mass messaging is not a thing. Like, there is no option to do it. Number 2 is that it can burn a lot of subs very quickly. This is crucial. There's no way to crush an account, to destroy the earning capacity of an account by sending some bad mass messages. And the reason for this is because if you send bad mass messages, and most of them are bad because most chatters are bad and they're fucking stupid. Not mine. Mine are good. Just saying. But most of them are fucking retards. Dog shit. And if you allow them, I mean, just take for a second, forget about the word mass message. Understand the concept. Okay, what is it? You can, in an instant, communicate with hundreds, possibly thousands of people who at one point viewed this product, let's say you are selling, as favorable enough so that they would choose to stay in contact with you about this product, if not pay you to stay in contact with this product, paid subscriptions. And in an instant, with a lazy chatter that has no skin in the game, that hasn't done any work recruiting the model or managing the model or fucking setting up the traffic or like putting in the time to learn the dozens or, well, probably not hundreds of hours, maybe hundreds of hours to like learn and perfect the traffic system and like connect this software to this VA and fucking brainstorm it all, outsmart the social media platform. They don't fucking care. They don't know. They're just like, "Oh, me type message, beep, beep, beep. Well, send. Oh, nobody responds, sir. I'm sorry. No money today, sir. They're waiting for salary." Like fucking, anyway, it burns a lot of subs. You can burn them all instantly. And I do not want to give my chatters the ability to do something like that unless I approve the message. Yes, I need to approve the message. Me. I will approve I must approve any mass message that is sent. No exceptions. I don't care who you are. I don't care what account you're on. I don't care if the account has fucking 10 followers. Like, you're going to send it to me first. None of them send. By the way, I get maybe 1 request a day. The reason now is because they are sending personalized messages and they are selling more because it's encouraging good habits and whatever. Number 3, it can make chatters lazy. Now, like I said, this is kind of related to the first one where it encourages bad habits, but if you give them the option, right? And this is one of the drawbacks to one of the things that I've noticed in OnlyFans management and really any business, any kind of marketing, is that when you have the ability to contact a lot of people instantly, then it can make you lazy in structuring your message. And that's not good, right? Copywriting. I mean, let's go pre-internet. Okay. You understand that humans have been communicating through the written word for thousands of years. And, since copywriting became a thing, like, there's a lot of study that has gone into how to write a message that will get people to do what you want them to do. Give you a quick example. Okay. Copywriting, for those of you who don't know, is essentially like sales via writing. So like there's sales, phone sales, face-to-face sales, and then there's, let's call it text-based sales, or really, it's not really text-based. It's like pre-prepared communication sales, because it could be text, it could be audio, it could be video, it could be a VSL, sales letter, whatever. Dan Kennedy, arguably one of the best to ever live in terms of copywriting, legendary copywriter. He remarked on one of his products that I've listened to probably 10 times that back before the internet, because the dude's like fucking 70 years old, he's been using copywriting to make money, sell shit for fucking 50 years. And before the internet, they would do mail. They would send it in the fucking mail. And they would literally, I mean, it sounds crazy probably to you now, or you fucking 21-year-old Zoomer who like has never sent a piece of mail in your life. Fine. Like I check my mail like once every 4 months because I just don't use it. But what he said is that back in the day, before the internet, they would put so much more thought into their messaging because they had to spend fucking 5 cents or 10 cents to send anything in the mail. They had to spend money for every message that they sent. There was much more, they had more skin in the game. Like it mattered a lot more what they sent in that message because they literally had to pay for it. And when you allow chatters to fucking send mass messages like that, they don't have any skin in the game. Then they don't care. And God forbid if it's like a chatter with experience who you just hired, who doesn't know any better, who comes from an agency where like, okay, fine, let's call it what it is. Let's say the other agency was getting fucking 300 subs a day. They don't give a fuck. What do they care? Because they got 300 new subs coming in, so they can afford to burn 285 of them and sell to the other 15 who are just like so easy, because statistically some of them will be, that they can sell to them. And it's not good. And you don't want to do it because it makes them lazy. All right, number 4. And I kind of touched on this earlier. This is actually the last one. There's not 5, there's 4. Personalized messages are superior to mass messages. Now, obviously, the drawback to personalized messages is that you can only send them one at a time. And to do them properly, you might need to send more than one message. For example, you would not, or it would be preferable to send 4 messages as a personalized opener as opposed to one long message. For example, let's say the guy's name is Steve, right? Or let's say Josh. We went with Josh before. Maybe that was another video. Anyway, we went with Josh before. So let's say the guy's name is Josh and you want to open him. What I tell people is you have to send something that is a play on their name or their username. So you can't just say, hey, Josh. That's boring. You would say something like, and I don't, just off the top of my head, hey, Josh, are you, is this Josh Brolin? Oh my God, I can't believe you subscribed. I'm such a big fan. Ha ha ha. Right? I don't even know what Josh Brolin looks like. I've just heard the name. He's like an actor, right? But the point, and again, I say this to my chatters, I'll say it to you. The personalized opener does not need to be good. You don't need to win any awards for comedy and get a fucking HBO special because like you're so funny or you're so entertaining. It just needs to be personalized and it needs to be a play on their username. Guy's name is Josh. Oh my God, are you Josh Brolin? Ha ha ha, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, now the way that you would break that up, you wouldn't write that all in one message. You would say, oh my God, Josh, enter. Are you Josh Brolin? Ha ha ha, or LOL, whatever, enter. I can't believe you subscribe. You see what I'm saying? Like break it up into 4 or 5 messages. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of effort for a chatter who otherwise, this is why I don't hire people with experience, who otherwise would not be used to that, putting that level of effort into his communication to every single fan. I mean, I don't know. I literally don't know. But every chatter that I've hired, every chatting agency that I've hired, none of them, 0% have done this. 0%. None of them. Literally none of them. They've all been terrible. Oh, they've all been too lazy to do this. Maybe it never occurred to them. I don't know. But like I've seen a lot of chatters. I've unfortunately worked with a lot of chatting agencies. And they're all terrible. And why do I like lean so heavily on this? Why is this the hill I'm prepared to die on? Because the chatters of mine who do this, they can squeeze blood from a stone. Period. It makes more money. And I'm the one paying the salary. I'm their boss. And I said to fucking do it that way. And so you better do it. And if you don't do it, get the fuck out. Personalized messages are superior, bottom line. And given the choice, you should only send personalized messages. Now, I understand sales can be a tough job. there's ups and downs. You might make 10 sales in a row, and then you might go a couple hours with no sales. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. And so sometimes you just might not have that emotional fortitude. You might have like pushed and pushed and pushed, and you did all your little tricks to like get as much as you can out of yourself, but just nothing's working. And you just want to fucking send a mass message. And maybe you think of a great idea. Okay, fine. It's still an option, but you got to run it by me. And you better believe, because of the way that I have framed the relationship between us, they will put a lot of fucking effort and thought into what they're going to send in that mass message. And that is exactly what I want. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and like, and drop me a comment if you have a question, and I will see you next time.